Feeling inspired by the upcoming Summer Olympics in Tokyo, I wanted to take a moment to talk about relationships. Why? Because as a couples therapist, I can't even think about relationships without imagining this symbol. Navigating relationships could actually be its own Olympic sport. It takes a tremendous amount of training and perseverance and commitment. But this symbol also represents each of the 5 continents on the planet. Each continent comes to the Olympic Games with their own culture, their own climate, their own values and beliefs, speaking different languages. And yet, as represented in this symbol, they are all interconnected. Similarly, in relationships, we, individuals, come to the table, into the relationship, with our own unique life experiences, from our own cultural backgrounds, our own family climate, our own values and beliefs, speaking different love languages. This can be really tricky to navigate how to find those places of interconnection. So I'm going to talk about 5 different ways we may interact or interconnect with our partner. But keep in mind that relationships are living entities. They are dynamic and ever evolving. First, independence. Independence in relationships recognize each individual as their own separate entity. It recognizes the ability for each partner to have their own interests, experiences, desires, needs, feelings. For example, in my own relationship, I love to travel. My partner, not so much. So this requires a certain amount of independence for us to be able to meet our own needs and coexist in the relationship harmoniously. Mutuality is this ability to exist side by side. It's the ability to respect our own needs and take care of ourselves while simultaneously respecting the needs and taking care of the relationship. It allows us to move in the same direction, aligned by a shared vision. This vision could be in lifestyle or priorities, beliefs. Interdependence is the ability to both rely on the relationship and meet our own needs. It's the quality of being interconnected while maintaining the integrity of our individual selves. This requires flexibility and can be fluctuating on a variety of levels. Sometimes we're more interconnected, like with maybe family demands and obligations. Sometimes less interconnected, if we have varying social interests. Dependence gets a bad rap in our Western society. Sometimes people see it as weak. We like to say we're self-sufficient and independent. But we can't forget that it is our ability to depend on one another that has actually allowed us and our ancestors the ability to survive throughout the millennia. Our earliest life experience with our parents or caregivers allowed us to depend on them for food, nourishment, protection. As we grow older, we start to depend on our extended communities. And this actually helps us to establish a secure attachment. These early life experiences teach us security and safety, dependability. Paradoxically, this dependence is what allows us to navigate successfully independence, mutuality, and interdependence. Codependence is when we forfeit a part of ourselves. 2 broken halves do not make a whole. When our sense of identity morphs into what our partner needs to maintain the status quo, this can create enabling or dysfunctional dynamics in a relationship. It's when our sense of self depends on our partner or our partner's beliefs or our partner's needs or behaviors. Oftentimes we see this in substance abuse and addiction, but it can also play out in financial codependence or emotional codependence. No matter where you might fall among these 5 categories, it's important to remember, again, that these are dynamic and ever evolving. Sometimes we need more closeness, sometimes we need more space. So as you navigate your own relationships, think about the ways that we successfully navigate varying cultures in maybe the Olympic Games with a sense of tolerance and appreciation, acceptance, curiosity, and respect for the inevitable change that happens as we evolve. If you have more questions about relationship dynamics, please feel free to send me an email. And in the meantime, stay well.